Now that we've talked about the worst movies of the year, it is finally time to talk about the best movies of 2025. There are a lot of great movies that I'm really excited to talk about, but just a reminder that first, this is just my list. If you disagree with anything, that's okay. It's just an opinion. We can all have different opinions. And secondly, I can't fit everything on here. Like I said, there's so many great movies I want to talk about, but the nature of a top 10 list is that I can only fit 10 movies on here. And so there are movies I'd love to include on here. I just can't because there's not more than 10 spots in a top 10 list. You know what I mean? If you want to see the full ranked list of every movie that I saw in 2025, you can check the link in the description below. It'll take you to my Letterboxd account and follow me while you're there. I'd love to be friends with you. And finally, here are my 5 honorable mentions. These are movies that were fantastic, that I really loved, but just didn't quite make the top 10. This year, my honorable mentions are The Long Walk, Sorry Baby, Ne Zha 2, Surat, and Weapons. Alrighty, without further ado, let's talk about 10 great movies. Let's do this. Number 10 is actually the movie that I've watched the most this year, Superman. I loved this movie, man. This movie just felt so fresh. There were so many expectations on this movie as it was helping kickstart this brand new universe for DC, but I love how true to the comics it still feels. I think more than anything, the world that James Gunn crafts in this film feels so lived in. It feels like I'm actually stepping in to an existing universe, not the origins of some grand story. It was really refreshing, and I cannot wait to see where James Gunn takes the DC universe going forward. Not gonna lie, kind of shocked to see this one above Superman at the end of the day, but I don't know. Thunderbolts has just really stuck with me. I'm a sucker for a good second chance story. You know, I just love the story of this movie, of these morally gray characters from across the Marvel Universe all getting their second shot at being the hero that they know that they can be. It's a story that's always going to be moving for me. And I think for the first time in a while for the MCU, this film is treated with the emotional gravity it deserves, while also delivering these great comedic bits and these really cool action scenes. It never loses its focus on the characters. It never sacrifices the characters or their emotional journeys for the sake of the classic Marvel isms that we've come to know and love. It just really hit me deep, you know. Thunderbolts is not just one of the best MCU movies in recent years. I would say it's one of the best MCU films, period. Had a feeling this one would show up somewhere. Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. What a wild ride this movie was.
Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. I want to say that so many times.
Timothée Chalamet is just on an entirely other level in this movie. Like, we've seen great performances from him in the past. He's been consistently great for a number of years now, but he unlocks something with this movie that is unlike anything I've ever seen from him before. And there's something that is so captivating about that. His character is very unlikable, and he consistently makes bad decisions, but you can't help but root for the guy. You can't help but cheer him on because there's just something about him that is so enticing, that draws you in for what's going to happen next. And for all of the wild, crazy turns that this movie takes you on, the film ends up being surprisingly emotional by the end of it. And I truly was not expecting that at all, but it really got me going by the end. I really, really loved where the story went. Yeah, man, this movie is just so entertaining and so fun, and I cannot wait to revisit this one again. Another film where I got surprisingly emotional at multiple different points, Wake Up Dead Man. I did not know this movie had this kind of sauce. It features the hallmarks you know and love from the other 2 Knives Out films. The ensemble cast is great. The mystery is thrilling, and you are constantly being kept on your toes with where the mystery goes. But it takes a more dramatic turn that I truly wasn't expecting. And a lot of that revolves around Benoit Blanc's character. There's a depth to his character in this film that is kind of unlocked by this story that I truly wasn't expecting, but I really loved. The real standout here, however, is Josh O'Connor's character. He is unbelievable in this movie. He kind of functions as the movie's lead character, and he's just so good in this movie. He really brings a rich emotional performance out of this character, which again, did not know that a Knives Out movie had in it, but it is fantastic. Josh O'Connor, oh man, he's so good in this movie. These Knives Out movies are just movies that I'm always going to be here for. They can make 20 more of these movies. I'm going to be there every time. So Rian Johnson, keep making them, because I'm going to keep watching them. Would it really be a top 10 list without your token comedy film? Because I gotta put one on here. Naked Gun. Holy smokes, might be the funniest movie of the decade so far. This movie was just 100% on my comedic wavelength. I just loved every single joke they were throwing at me, and I love this film's commitment to a new joke or bit or one-liner or visual gag like every 20 seconds. It is super relentless, but I think this movie is the only kind of movie that would really work for. But I think more than just being a great comedy, I think this actually serves as a great example of what a legacy sequel should be, while totally honoring the originals and the spirit of the originals and the bits and the jokes, but taking it in a new, unique, fresh direction. I think that's what legacy sequels should be doing, not just playing the hits again, but taking what worked before and applying it to something new. That's what a great legacy sequel should do, and The Naked Gun is probably one of the best of the 21st century. I ended up driving to Dallas quite a bit to see a lot of limited release movies. One of the first ones I watched was It Was Just an Accident. Man, what a movie. This is the absolute best of what movies can and should be. This movie reached the deepest depths of my heart. Heartbreaking in some ways, heartwarming in others, but powerful regardless. I will always love it when a film asks a difficult or challenging moral question and it just lets the audience deal with the character's decisions. I thought that this movie was going to play out much more like a tense thriller, but it ended up being a thought-provoking moral drama, and I really loved it. I think that is a much better direction for a movie with this story to go. I'm trying not to say too much because I really want people to experience this spoiler-free without knowing what's coming, but definitely deserving of the Palme d'Or win at the Cannes Film Festival, and I'm really excited and hopeful for wider audiences to experience this film. Seriously, it is so moving. Without a doubt, the most surprising film emotionally for me was Jay Kelly. I did not see this coming. Hearing the middling reviews for this film coming out of film festivals, I was not expecting this film to be as moving as it was. Although I probably shouldn't have doubted it, because we all know what films Noah Baumbach can make. We know the type of emotions he can bring out of an audience. And I love the way that he approaches these characters, these themes. It was really, really personal and really deeply moving. And I like that more than just being a critique of one man's life and his choices, it forces the audience to travel down those same roads, to ask themselves those same questions. It was a really personal and thought-provoking approach that I really, really appreciated. However, the ending of this movie was what really got me. I was not expecting at all to be crying by the end of this thing. But here we are. Seriously, I cannot recommend Jay Kelly enough. It is really sincere and grounded, and like I said, allows the audience to step into these difficult themes and to ask these questions of themselves. It's really, really fantastic. Noah Baumbach, you knocked it out of the park once again. This was without a doubt the most emotional film of the year for me. Gosh, I loved Sentimental Value. I mean, what's not to love about a simple family drama like this? Renata Reinsve gives my favorite performance of the year. She is so good. She is unbelievable, and the amount of emotion, the amount of depth that she brings to her character, and doing so with the level of subtlety that she is bringing in her performance, it's mind-blowing stuff. She absolutely gives the best performance of the year for me. What I loved the most about this film, with its story and its characters and the way that it's structured, is that there's no real antagonist or villain of this story. You find yourself kind of rooting for everybody. You understand everybody's motives, you understand where everybody's coming from, and you just want to see everybody reconciled. You want to see this family come back together. I thought it was so well done and so extremely moving. This film is also really entertaining. There are some great comedic moments, one in particular that got probably the hardest laugh that I heard in a movie theater this year. And it also often serves as a satire of the modern state of the film industry, but never at the expense of the characters or the story. It always keeps the main thing the main thing. Whew, yeah, man. I loved Sentimental Value. It is, for me, without a doubt, the most personal and moving film of the year. Please check this out when you get a chance. It is so good. This year we got two really phenomenal, rich cinematic buffets that give you just about everything you could ask for in a great movie. And every time I have revisited one battle after another, I found something new to appreciate about this film. I think that Paul Thomas Anderson has crafted something truly special with this film. There's a lot about it that feels like a classic, particularly with its sense of scale, with its story, but there's also so much here that feels really fresh and unique and unlike anything I've seen in a movie before. And I feel like I haven't seen enough people talking about this, but Leonardo DiCaprio is unbelievably good in this movie. Seriously, every time I've watched this movie, I've been more impressed with this performance. I love what he's doing here. Sure, it's a much more comedic performance than we might be used to with Leonardo DiCaprio, but he is really, really funny. And every time I've watched this movie, I've been more impressed with this performance. And I love that in the midst of these hilarious comedic beats or the sprawling epic storytelling, that it never loses sight of its characters. It keeps its heart intact, and it makes these supplementing elements of the film that much more rewarding. I'll probably be talking about this movie a lot more as award season moves along, given that it is the front runner to win Best Picture right now. But One Battle After Another, just brilliant, brilliant film. One of my favorites of the year. It's so good. And yet, there is still one film that I think sets a new gold standard in storytelling, in genre blending, with filmmaking in general. And that movie is Sinners. I have never seen a movie like this. It is unlike anything that I've ever seen or experienced before in a movie. It is, oh my gosh, it is unbelievable. It just consistently blows me away. Every time I've watched it, it has blown me away even more. I love this movie, man. In a world of a Minecraft movie and Lilo and Stitch making absolute bank at the box office, it gives me a shred of hope that audiences are still showing up for inventive, original films like Sinners. It is so comforting to see that. Man, this movie is just mind-blowing, and it is so rewarding to rewatch, not just because of how crazy entertaining this film is, but because of the depth and the subtext that this film provides with its characters and its themes. This movie is it's just pure movie magic, plain and simple. There's no other way to put it. It's just pure movie magic. Sinners is absolutely my pick for movie of the year. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. What movies are missing from this list? What are your top 10 movies of the year? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next one.